reveal of Cooper as Snow White is left until the
So
final seconds of
mean.
the teaser, and it's played with such a triumphant flourish that it might as well be accompanied by the caption, "See, this is how it's supposed to be done."
Hi everyone, it's Blue. Make sure you like and subscribe and can follow me on my Twitch where I live stream and my other YouTube channel where I post videos on as well now. And make sure you also follow my Patreon where I post more content on there that I don't post here. Where'd the little girl run off to? She's just standing right there. Today I'm going to be reacting to Critical Drinker, A Tale of Two Snow Whites.
One of the simplest rules of business is that if you don't give your customers what they want, then sooner or later someone else will. And that, my friend, is when you go out of business. Such is the case with Snow White and the 7 diverse, non-specific, vertically challenged creatures. A movie that somehow managed to combine all the worst aspects of modern movie making with an actress who embodies all the worst aspects of modern actors.
Weird. It's no longer 1937. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
And believe me, that's saying something.
Nobody had ever put a woman in the lead of an action movie.
What?
In short, it was giving fans of the classic fairy tale, or even the
I think
1937
she just
animated movie,
misspoke.
the exact opposite of what they wanted. And the result has been an audience backlash on a scale never before seen. Even The Little Mermaid never came close to the thermonuclear level of hatred that engulfed Snow White. But, like I say, for every failing company that's too stupid or too arrogant to give their customers what they actually want, there's another up-and-coming hopeful waiting to swoop in and take the crown.
Rachel Zegler. Oh, I feel so bad. I actually don't know how to say her last name. It feels super rude. I hear it, and then Zegler. She has gotten a lot of hate, and I've kind of been back and forth on this. I can see how some people are very frustrated with her personally.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
What a stupid bitch! And then maybe more have frustration with Disney themselves for not only because of all of the other movies going on this trend right now of, I guess it's being called or summed up as woke, changing a lot of things, but also because Disney specifically has not really done very well with their live action remakes. So it's kind of like this movie is getting 2 in 1, where it's not only a Disney live action remake, they haven't been doing very, very great, but it also has the whole thing that movies are kind of just coming out now with, which is not very thought out writing, and it's of course a redone story, but the good things about it or things that people liked about it are being changed.
Case, it's the Daily Wire, a conservative media outlet that started dabbling in film and TV production over the past couple of years. And while they haven't exactly rocked the world of entertainment to its core, movies like Run, Hide, Fight and Shuts In proved that they can make relatively decent films on a fraction of the cost of Hollywood's. And the other day, they dropped their first teaser trailer for Snow White and the Evil Queen, something that I honestly thought was a piss take at first. But nope, it's a legit movie that's actually getting made and released next year under their kids production company Bentkey, starring Brett Cooper as Snow White, which confused the hell out of me because I always assumed that Brett Cooper was a man. And damn man, right off the bat you can tell they're happily taking pot shots at Disney with this one. The reveal of Cooper as Snow White is left until the final seconds of the teaser, and it's played with such a triumphant flourish that it might as well be accompanied by the caption, "See, this is how it's supposed to be done." I mean, clearly the whole thing was slapped together pretty quickly to take advantage of the momentum around Snow White, probably on a small budget, so it looks more like a skit from SNL than a major Hollywood movie. Then again, based on the pictures we've seen from the set, the Disney version doesn't exactly justify its $200 million price tag either, so who the hell knows? You can tell that they've gone out of their way not to put a modern spin on the classic story, not to subvert the audience's expectations, and not to use the movie as an excuse to insert 21st century Californian ideology into a story written hundreds of years ago. And whether or not you agree with that idea, one thing you can't deny is that there's definitely a market for films like this, a growing market that's become increasingly alienated from modern entertainment and want nothing more complicated than to forget their troubles and lose themselves in a bit of escapism for an hour or two. Not much to ask really, but it's something that Hollywood's been increasingly reluctant to give. You know, it's actually a pretty damning indictment of where we are as a culture that a movie that dares to just tell a conventionally heroic story that's faithful to the source material is now considered some crazy revolutionary outlier, but there you go. Truly, we live in clown worlds.
I guess some people might even say, oh, it's offensive because it's politically charged or something. Well, it is coming from the Daily Wire, and they are, I think, known for being very right-winged. However, just because people do have certain political sides doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to push a political agenda or anything with it. I haven't actually seen the trailer myself. This is the most that I've seen of the trailer of the new Snow White. However, I can see some hesitancy of, well, this is the same thing, just on the other side. You think that this is too left or liberal, well, this is clearly going to be too conservative and right. If a lot of people who aren't political also just don't like how the movie looks like it's going to be, they have a lot of other complaints. It looks very cheesy. You changed a lot of things about the movie that should have just been left alone. That's not really a political stance, that's just you're changing a lot.
The same principle of being humble and respectful to the source material even filters through to the main actress when she was speaking about her role. Quote, "I was raised on the original Grimm's fairy tales, so I'm thrilled that we're bringing this iconic story to life for the next generation. Snow White is such a beautiful character, and I'm honored to be playing her. Like all the best fairy tales, this is a story with timeless values like love, friendship, and kindness, and I can't wait to share them." Now, do me a favour and compare this for a moment to Rachel Zegler's interpretation of the character and her attitude to the original animated movie.
The cartoon was made 85 years ago, and therefore it's extremely dated. We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie. She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. There's a big focus on her love story. With a guy who literally stalks her. Women being in roles of power.
Bit of a difference there, isn't there? Tell me, which actress do you find yourself rooting for more? Now, ultimately, I've got no idea at this stage whether Snow White and the Evil Queen will be any good or not. It could just as easily turn out to be a steaming pile of dog shit, no matter the good intentions behind it. The difference, though, is that unlike the Disney version, I actually want this one to succeed. Partly because I think it's being made with exactly the kind of attitude that's sorely lacking in Hollywood today, and partly because the anarchist in me wants to see the absolute meltdown that'll engulf the mainstream media if this film somehow outperforms Disney's excretion. I mean, let's be honest, it totally isn't going to, but it's funny to think about all the same. It really feels like a classic case of a scrappy underdog taking on a bigger, overconfident opponent. Either way, the simple existence of this movie and the attention it's getting proves the point that I made at the start, that if you go long enough without giving your customer what they want, then eventually someone else is going to step in and do it for you. They might not succeed immediately, but the simple fact that they tried it will inevitably encourage others to do the same. And well, sooner or later you might just find that those customers you took for granted have taken their business elsewhere. And at the end of the day, you've got no one to blame but yourself.
It's Hollywood, baby.
Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
This was the picture on the left. That was the original, I guess, picture that kind of came out of, oh, this is who they're casting of the Seven Dwarfs. And you see that there's only one small person. People did argue, oh, well, they're not the real cast members. They're like stand-ins. However, stand-ins are supposed to look just like the actors. That is the whole point. They're supposed to be the same height. They're supposed to be the same skin color. They're supposed to have similar enough hair. So if they stand in or do the dangerous stuff like riding a horse or falling off of a cliff, they look like the actors. They're stand-ins. They're stunt doubles. So even if these aren't the real actors, you can tell by the picture they're definitely not small people. So people were very upset about that because there's not a lot of roles that are tailored for small people. Little people, I apologize again, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to which one, in Hollywood. So it's nice that there's actually a movie with not only one, but 7 opportunities for people. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Again, if you haven't checked out Critical Drinker, the original creator of this video and conversation, please make sure you go and check out his channel. And if you haven't already liked and subscribed to mine, please do so if you get a chance. And anything you want to add in the comments, let me know in case I misspoke on something or you just want to add to the conversation. And I'll see you all next time. Thank you.